You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. And be sure to smash that like button. While the 4th of July weekend was a great time for many to pause, to celebrate, take some time off, the LSU football staff did work, even if some of the staff were at the beach. On the 4th of July, LSU picked up not one, thought I was going to do the LeBron thing, huh? Not one, but two commitments. Bryson Cooley and Isaiah Washington. Now, I can't say that either was a surprise that they committed, but they were not anticipating. It wasn't like they were planned announcements on the 4th of July. So when Bryson Cooley popped early and then it was Isaiah Washington afterwards, it was a little bit of a very welcome surprise for LSU. Let's take a quick minute here and talk about each of them and what LSU's getting in both and what they mean big picture. We'll start with Cooley. Cooley is the big 4-star offensive lineman out of Mississippi. 6'6", 315 pounds. He is listed as an offensive tackle. Certainly, as we know with big tackles, if they step up in competition and the athleticism doesn't necessarily translate, they could always play guard. We saw big Herman Johnson do that at an All-America level at LSU back on the 07 championship team and subsequent. So Bryson Cooley, in the composite, he is a 4-star, number 387 nationally, the 32nd best offensive tackle. As a matter of fact, Rivals has him as the 18th best tackle in the country. I always tell you, star rating's one thing. I'm more concerned with who offered. LSU, Bama, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Georgia, Florida, basically all the major players surrounding Bryson Cooley, who is a Mississippi high school prospect out of West Haven, or New Haven, West Haven, West Jones in Laurel is the name of the school. West Jones in Laurel. I was close. I thought there was a Haven in there. Doesn't matter. There's a couple of things that I think are really significant. Number one is LSU's ability to recruit the state of Mississippi. Remember, in the 2025 class, LSU landed Tyler Miller, who's about to start his freshman season at LSU. Tyler Miller was the number one offensive lineman in Mississippi a year ago. He's at LSU. Emmanuel Tucker had previously committed to LSU's 2026 class. Now you get Bryson Cooley. That means you have the top two offensive linemen in the state of Mississippi for the class of 2026 currently committed to LSU's 2026 class. So you got the top offensive lineman a year ago. Right now you have the top two offensive linemen in Mississippi for 2026 committed. Oh, by the way, Tristan Keys, 5-star, number one wide receiver in America from Hattiesburg, also committed to LSU. Brian Kelly and his staff have done a fantastic job of recruiting the border states. Just talked about Mississippi, but remember last year, you got Carius Kern, the 5-star offensive lineman out of Arkansas. We know the job LSU has done, continues to do in Texas and all parts of Texas. So fantastic job there. And when you look at the future of the offensive line, in 2026, you're going to lose Braylon Moore and Josh Thompson, the transfers who were in for one season. But your numbers still should be pretty good. You should have DJ Chester back, Tyree Adams, Weston Davis, Cohen Eccles, Carius Kern, Solomon Thomas. Your numbers for 2026 are going to be really good. What you're probably not going to have necessarily there is a ton of experience outside of DJ Chester. We'll see what happens this year with Tyree Adams and Weston Davis. If they become your lockdown offensive tackles, fantastic. Then you'll return 3 starters for 2026. But that all remains to be seen how it comes and goes in 2025. And when you look at how LSU's managed the offensive line in the portal, in 2024, 3 offensive linemen left in the portal, and you didn't bring any in. You lost Lance Hurd, Marlon Martinez, Joe Cryer. So a year ago, you lost 3 in the portal, didn't add any. This year, you've added 2 via the portal with Braylon Moore and Josh Thompson, but you didn't lose any. So if you just look at how that cycle goes and you start to build numbers, it's natural to think you're probably going to see guys in the next portal cycle at that position leave. So you're going to have to supplement. LSU now has 4 offensive linemen committed for 2026. The 2 tackles out of Mississippi. Of course, you got Bryson Martinez from East Ascension. And then the big Jalen Chapman, the big interior offensive lineman from McDonough 35 in New Orleans. So a really nice job by LSU so far. Bryson Cooley, the 13th commit. And then later in the day on the 4th of July, LSU lands Isaiah Washington. Now, I love Isaiah Washington as a prospect. I understand completely that you're going to look at the 3-star rating and it's not going to be something that pops. You're not going to do backflips like you would for a 5-star, and I totally get it. In the composite, he's a 3-star, the number 720 overall prospect in the country, the 67th best safety in America. That's not going to get anybody fired up, and I understand that. I understand completely. I'm not sitting here trying to sell you on a 3-star. But I love this prospect because of what you may not know if you don't follow high school football in Louisiana. That's fine if you don't. That's not to say one way or another. Isaiah Washington is out of Haynesville. He's currently at 6'3", 180. Big kid. He has led Haynesville the last 2 years to the Dome for the state championship as the starting quarterback. You want to know why the ranking is where it is? It's because he's playing high school. He plays defensive back as well, but he's the starting quarterback for Haynesville, and he's such a great athlete. He's led him to the state championship game the past 2 years. Big dude. You ask yourself this question when you're looking at a prospect like Isaiah Washington. Do you trust the staff's ability to scout? That's the question you ask. I want to remind you something. When Brian Kelly was hired and he brought in Brian Polian as his recruiting coordinator, I've used this example a bunch, and I don't mean it to be insulting to the young man, but it proves the point best. LSU signed a 3-star cornerback out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas named Jeremiah Hughes. Hughes came to LSU, didn't play, redshirted, transferred out. And I said at the time, when you're LSU, there is no point in getting on a plane and flying across states to recruit a 3-star defensive back. Throw a rock in Louisiana, and there is a super athletic kid that can backpedal, flip his hips, and run, that's tall and long and rangy, that can play cornerback. You want to get on a plane to recruit Patrick Peterson in Florida? Yes. You want to get on a plane and go to California to recruit Eli Ricks? Absolutely. A 3-star? No. Because they're everywhere in Louisiana, and they'll give their arm to play at LSU. Enter Isaiah Washington. Now, we can look at safety and how that all projects in time. Probably not a guy that you're expecting to come in and make an immediate impact. Don't care. But I look at a guy that has the frame, the staff sees him, loves the size, the athleticism, thinks I can teach that kid to be an SEC safety. And all of a sudden I go, boom, LaRon Landry. LaRon Landry was a high school quarterback, became an All-American safety. I'm not saying Washington's going to be an All-American. I'm just saying look at examples of guys that have played a different position in high school in Louisiana that got to campus, changed positions, became great. Corey Webster did the same thing. Corey Webster was a high school quarterback, gets to LSU. Nick Saban flips him to cornerback. He becomes an All-American. Josh Reed. Josh Reed was a running back at Rain High School, comes to LSU, boom, becomes an All-American receiver who wins the Biletnikoff Award. I mean, we can go down this list forever and ever and ever of guys from this state who are super athletic that played a different position in high school, get to LSU, find their position, and blossom. Maybe that's the same thing for Isaiah Washington. Maybe not. Maybe he gets here and it doesn't work out and he ends up transferring and goes, I don't know. But am I excited about taking a commitment from a physically gifted guy who plays a different position in high school because the staff likes him? Because Jake Olson, Corey Raymond look and go, well, I know what to do with that guy. And he's like, come on, I'm ready. Put me in the purple and gold. I'll give my arm to play for LSU. Yep. I love that type of prospect. So it's not the 5-star that's going to get the national attention. That's fine. You got some of those in the class already, and we're about to hear in a couple of days here an announcement from Lamar Brown at U-High. He's set to make his announcement on July the 10th, and hopefully that's LSU, and that's one that'll get big national attention. But this is one that's kind of one of those sneaky sleepers that you go, all right, I've seen that movie before, and a lot of times it ends really well. See. A couple of commitments on the 4th of July for LSU. Signing class is up to 14 commitments. And the other thing, too, when you look at LSU signing class right now and how the team rankings go, they're in the top 10 across the board. But remember, Southern Cal has the number 1 class with 31 commits. Georgia, number 2, with 27 commits. Texas A&M, number 3, with 24 commits. Notre Dame is next with 25 commits. Then Alabama with 19. Ohio State with 21. Then there's LSU with 14 commits. It's a quality over quantity number right now for LSU. The quality and the quantity are going to continue growing as LSU will very much be in the mix for the number 1 class in 2026. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.